All righty. Group B, Seattle, FC Dallas, Vancouver, San Jose. Everything goes back to normal. Every team plays one team.
You want to try that? You want to try that Group B again?
Nope, I don't. Seattle, Dallas, Vancouver, and San Jose. Every team plays each other once. 3 games. Let's start with Vancouver because who doesn't love a good bit of Vancouver, right? Playing Seattle, playing Dallas.
Doesn't focus. That's Group D.
That's Group D.
Yeah.
Oh, did I switch Group D and Group B? So
Yeah.
it's Group D,
you
Colorado, Kansas City, Minnesota, RSL.
Yeah.
Okay, so I switched those around. Let's just do a quick.
So which group are we doing? B
We'll
or
do Group
D?
B. We'll go back to it.
The
All right.
SKC one.
Colorado, SKC, Minnesota, RSL. Let's go up the loons, Mr. Connor.
I feel like this is a really tough group for 3 teams, and then there's RSL. I have Minnesota beating RSL, drawing SKC, and drawing Colorado. So 5 points.
5 points, Minnesota. Okay. Adam?
I have them on 4 points. Losing to SKC, tying Colorado, and beating RSL.
You guys are much nicer than I did. Because of all the players they lost and the way that I didn't feel like when they were bringing people back, like they bolstered up everything they needed to. Like they've got good players still around, but I just feel like they cut every striker that they had.
They have Luis Amarilla, who's going to score 1 billion goals.
Isn't he on Vancouver?
No.
Oh my God, that's Cavallini.
Yep.
Do they have Mason Toy?
They do have Mason Toy. Thank you, Connor.
We've been so far out, I forget who's where now. My goodness, I've been watching German soccer too long. Oh, that changes things.
They have Luis Amarilla and Mason Toy up top. They will
All right, stop saying Mason Toy's name.
billions of goals.
It doesn't mean anything.
They scored 8 goals in the first 2 games of the season.
Yeah, dude.
I don't know why I don't. All right, everybody leave me alone.
You love the Loons.
Leave me
You're
alone.
a fake fan.
I get called in at 3 a.m. I don't think anymore. I just react. I act on what I'm reading. That changes things for me. And I'm putting them on 5 points, beating RSL and tying Kansas City and Colorado. And if anybody says anything else about me not being able to read, I will punch them in the face. Okay. So that takes care of the Loons. We now move on. Let's go to RSL because everybody started talking so bad about RSL. I want to hear why you're talking bad about RSL. Adam.
I'm not talking bad about RSL. I just think they're by far the weakest team in this group. And I'm not saying they're a weak team. I just think the other 3 teams are far ahead of them. I'd be very not surprised, but I could see them pulling a draw somewhere, but I don't think they have enough to win any of these games, at least from what I've seen in those first 2 matches.
Mm-hmm. So you're putting them on 0 points?
Correct.
I, too, am putting them on 0 points for the exact same reason where every one of their top players left and they brought in nobody? Anybody?
No one.
I didn't think anybody. That being said, I can't give them a point anywhere. I think SKC is going to start clicking better than they did last year. We already know Colorado. I think Adam probably has Colorado on 9 points.
Nope.
That's funny because I do. And then Minnesota, we already talked about up the Loons. So I've got 0 points for RSL and a nice quick trip back to Utah.
I 3 have RSL on 0 points. And I agree with Adam. Like, I don't think they're a terrible team, but the other 3 teams in this group are just really good.
Yeah.
So it was just a tough break with the bracket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, this means RSL is going to win the group because we all said 0 points.
Exactly.
You're welcome, RSL fans.
Yeah,
You're
that was the plan the whole time.
Yep.
All right, let's go. I'll leave Colorado for last, and let's go to
Oh.
SKC. So I will take SKC and say that they beat RSL. We talked about them drawing Minnesota already, and I think Colorado pulls off a win against them simply because Colorado are heavier stacked all around. I think SKC have a few weak spots. You know, they've got the same team from last year outside of one or two players where Colorado is up the ante on everybody. So I'm going to give Colorado 9. I'm going to see SKC 2 points. I'm going to give Colorado 9 points, winning all of them.
Those of you listening can't see, but I'm pulling the whistle on the hype train that is Colorado. So glad to have you aboard, Andrew.
Yeah.
You're on a lot of
I'm
trains.
giving SKC 4
No.
points.
I'm on. No, that's actually try. I'm on a lot of trains.
You're on too many trains.
I'm on Inter Miami, SKC, Colorado.
Mason
You're on
Toy,
player trains. Yeah.
Individual
Toy,
players don't. I'm
Cavallani,
talking about just teams.
Brian White.
No,
Basically the entire Vancouver team.
no, just
But
Cavallini.
he's not on the
and
Vancouver
Alianon. Individual players are allowed to have their own hype train. I'm talking about just teams. Individual players, I will 100% be the conductor of their hype trains. Cough. Alan Polito. Cough.
Alan Polito, right, of course. Connor, SKC.
I went with win against RSL, draw against Minnesota, as we said, and then I think they beat Colorado. So 7 points for me. They were unreal to start the season, even if it was just 2 games. They were so good.
That's fair.
Yeah. I have them on 7 as well. I think flip-flop, though. So I have them beating RSL, drawing Colorado, and beating Minnesota. I don't remember which of the 2 games that they played it was, but I remember texting the both of you to turn on the SKC game because they looked scary.
Mm-hmm.
Houston.
Was it the Houston game? Yeah.
So that's the reason I couldn't put them through because I was watching them play Houston. It's not like I was watching anybody good.
But it was. I think it was one of those performances where it didn't they looked scary as a team, just as a unit. They were just firing on all cylinders, and 2 games into the season, that's hard to do.
Okay. So what do you?
They were doing what we were hoping they would do last season.
Yeah, for sure.
I have them on 7.
All right, so you have them on 7. So how do you have Colorado finishing then?
Also on 7.
And then Connor, you have them at 6.
I have them at 4. So beating RSL, losing to SKC, and then drawing Minnesota.
All right. So that leaves Group B for myself having Colorado and Minnesota. Adam has Colorado and SKC. Who's first there? You have them both on 7.
SKC.
Okay. And then Connor has SKC, then Minnesota. Now, we're also going to tweet all of these out as the groups go on and make sure everybody's reminded. And hopefully, if I can convince the guys, we might go back to my World Cup prediction tweets daily. I know Connor knows what I'm talking about. I don't know if Adam remembers. Every day before the games were played, I would tweet the game, the score of the game, and who would score the goals. And I keep track of how many I got right. And I was pretty spot on for a few of them. So maybe we bring that back this week or this tournament and see if we can implement it and maybe do like a little bit of a bet or something. We'll see.